Every plant in your garden is in a fight for survival, which is why I always feel a little bit conflicted when I'm gardening. We prize plants like ferns for their intricate biological designs, present even at the microscopic level, such as in the case of these fern spores. And pretty plants like these hostas are allowed to persist in our backyards because of the beautiful blooms they create. Many plants aren't so lucky. Their evolutionary adaptation to grow more quickly ends up backfiring in human environments. A great example is Virginia creeper. It attracts aphids, which attracts ants. Lots and lots of ants. And this plant quickly climbs fences, threatening to bring them down if it grows dense enough. Another plant that many people hate, including myself, is poison ivy, due to the incredibly irritating oil it secretes from its leaves. But you have to remember, this plant probably only evolved this mechanism for defense, so there's really only so much you can hate it. And my reign of gardening terror isn't done yet. Sometime in the future, I'm going to need to clean out my backyard pond. Admittedly, my frogs seem to be just fine with the dirty conditions, but I still feel like a bit of a neglectful parent, so I'll be intervening in their lives pretty soon, whether they want my help or not. This is potentially bad news to the many micro and macroscopic invertebrates that have made thriving lives in the dense mats of algae and decaying material that have filled up my pond so far. Like these freshwater leeches that slithered their way into my underwater microscope housing. They were lucky I found them before I sterilized my equipment. I returned them to their pond habitat. Unfortunately, it's impossible for me to save every single minute, microscopic invertebrate when I'm cleaning out the pond. Whether I'm working below or above the water, I just have to convince myself that enough of these creatures will survive to keep the ecosystem healthy. After all, nature is pretty resilient. That's all the moral agonizing you'll get for this week. If you want to see more, check out my YouTube or Instagram, where I have all sorts of cool wildlife content. Otherwise, I'll see you guys next week.